It has been proven that you have 30 seconds to make a first impression. So, how does the tone of your voice play into this idea? Life coach Lynn Scarborough says it can make or break the connection you're after. So tell us more, Lynn.
Oh, I would be delighted to. Ow! What do you say? Heavens, what a noise! I mean, so it's like, you know, what your voice does says a lot about you. I mean, I think one of my favorite all-time musicals is My Fair Lady.
Yes.
And what was it all about?
That's right.
Vocal image.
That's
if we
right.
can take the vocal image of this street action, ow, and then change her into sounding like a proper lady with the proper tone, placement, pace, and pronunciation of words, then we can push her off as a lady. And they worked.
And one of the things that gets men more than anything, at least the men I've talked to, is when all the women are talking like this and their voices are all up in their head and everybody's yakking at one time.
Yes, I think that, remember the scene in Music Man? Talk a little, they had all the chickens.
Yes.
Well, what women have to learn how to do if they want to communicate effectively with a man is they have to learn how to properly place their voice and not sound like they're nagging them.
Okay, tell me how to get the voice out of the throat up here and into the nasal passage and get it down into the...
Well, one of the things you have to do is just take a breath. Stop breathing, because we have so many words that are inside our head and we're trying to get them out so fast, so we tend to push our chin forward, and then when we push our chin forward, it tightens our throat and the pitch of the voice goes up.
It's like a rubber balloon.
Exactly.
That's exactly it.
Just like if you're playing a guitar and you're coming down on the frets, the pitch goes up. This makes the pitch go up. But if we bring our chin back, take a breath, and all of a sudden say, use a pass the butter voice. Would you pass the butter, please? You're not going to go pass the butter.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. So what we have to do is think of a pass the butter. And if you will use, if you're in an argument, and if you will simply stop and use a pass the butter voice and say, what I was meaning to say was this, in a non-condescending tone, all of a sudden it will take like the air out of an argument. So it's a great technique. Also in negotiations with clients, I'll use that, and that all of a sudden makes it, oh, she's willing to be reasonable.
You use that voice. Not this voice.
No, you have to, you see, we have to think of our voice like a stereo. In the stereo, we have the bass sounds of the voice.
Yes.
And then we have the treble sounds of the voice, which creates clarity, and the bass creates quality. Men have a tendency to overuse too much bass, so we never hear what actually the words are saying. Women have a tendency to use too much treble. So we have to think of our voice like a stereo, speaking the medium register with both upper and lower tones, and so we can go up and we can go down, but not sounding shrill or naggy.
All right, now one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you today, because you do give such great tips, but you also mentor people. You're a life coach.
Yes.
So are you an expert on life?
Well, I wish. I wish. Well, I mean,
so who coaches you?
I guess if gray hair is an indication of experience, I think I got it.
I got
it in yards.
Well, you have a new book, and I love this. I want you to see it. It says, Talk Like Jesus. And this is a book that I absolutely believe he was the greatest speaker in the world.
He was.
And you have some tips, the tips that he did. Simple tips. Use stories.
Absolutely.
Use
Stories are
interaction. Multi-track communication. What does that mean?
Well, everybody communicates on multiple levels simultaneously. We communicate not only with our senses, what our voice sounds like, but with our head and our heart, our gut experiences, and also with the spirit as well.
With the spirit. And when you said spirit, you went like this.
Yes. Spirit is what is the foundation for your life.
Yes.
What is your truth?
Yes.
You know, and some people's truth is not my truth, but I have to communicate out of what I believe is true and my moral, my values, and that basically colors everything that I do and directs it.
That's beautiful. Then you said preparation.
Preparation. You see, what we don't realize is that preparation will reduce 70% of nervousness.
Except I believe Jesus was an extemporaneous speaker.
Absolutely.
So but he spoke what he knew.
And from his heart.
So when you know the material and you know it inside out, you don't have to write it out and do all of that. That's a crutch, I believe. But if you know the material, just tell it.
Well, that's the key of a great communicator. They're coming from their heart and their life and sharing their story, because people learn by stories. Children learn by stories.
They do, and we all do.
And just like anybody who's writing, you have to find your voice.
The other one that you had is love.
Oh,
Love.
that's the key.
Put love in what you
That's right.
speak on.
And that's what happens with a person's eyes. You see love through their eyes. If they don't have love, and we don't
No,
respond.
we don't.
No,
And we come for two reasons, to give and receive love, and that's our purpose here. I think you're going to love this book. If you would like more information, the book is called Talk Like Jesus, Lynn Wilford Scarborough, and you've updated your new website.
Yes, ma'am.
They go to where?
Empowercom.us.
Empowercom.us. Thanks for coming in. You're such a fun guest, and I can learn a lot from you, as we all can.
Thank you.